Hi there, it's Louise with you of Timeless Craft Mama, and today I'm sharing a scrapbook layout process video created for Scrapbook Boutique, and this page is inspired by the July mood board, which is all about white. So something a little bit challenging for me because I do like to use colour, but what I've done is gone through my stash and tried to find as many white or neutral elements as I possibly could. So starting with a DCWV background paper, which has got that little bit of foil, which I actually think works quite well because it's got the white, but it's not actually really sort of bland and boring like plain white cardstock would be. The next thing I'm going to do is actually use washi tape. So I've sort of tried to steer clear of black or colour as much as I can, but as you can see by the finished page, it does actually end up in there, but I do like the effect. It definitely has a white feel. And the other inspiration from the mood board came from the dog. So I chose to scrap this photo that had been sitting in my stash for quite some time, and I didn't really know what to do with it. It was one of those photos where it's about the memory, but not necessarily one of the really interesting pages that people want to see created. So moving on to how I'm going to create the background, and I'm going to do that by adding some frames. And again, with the same washi tape and just plain white cardstock, what I'm trying to do is add as many interesting white elements to the page as I can without including colour. So the main way that I've done this is with dimension. So you can see that on top of that foil patterned paper, I've just cut a square of white cardstock, and that's sort of going to create interest. So by mounting it up on cardboard, you can see it gives it a little bit of dimension. There's some shadow around the outside, and that's going to help bring this page together. Now I'm using the Colour Blast paste in steel. Now I probably would have liked to have used Snow White, and if you've got Snow White in your stash that would probably work better, but I'm actually all out of Snow White. It's obviously the one I use the most, so I chose to go with steel, which I think gives that lovely sort of silver shimmery colour. I've also used some white thickers on this page to create my title, which I've called Dog Sitting, so not very exciting, but certainly, as I said, again, it's the memory, and the journaling forms quite a large part of the layout as well. Now, just because I've sort of got this lovely neat and tidy background going on, I needed to add a little bit of splatter just to help sort of tie all that in together. I've curved up the edges of the border there, and I want to just add some splatter just to help with that grey to settle it in. This was sort of the last thing I thought of. I was, grabbing some more white elements from my stash, and I saw the twine sitting there, and I thought, okay, I've got this layout mounted up with some dimension. I think the twine would really work in quite well. So I've added the twine off camera. I've stuck all that down. I've got my washi tape frames, and all I need to do is adhere everything and add my journaling. So that's my inspiration piece for the Scrapbook Boutique July challenge. I hope you enjoyed that. Pop on over to the store. Don't forget to join the blog hop, and if you haven't already, please subscribe.